If you rely entirely on a single method to build your social life, like swiping on apps for hours on end, you are going to feel incredibly isolated and frustrated. Despite the endless advice out there are actually only 4 practical pathways to meet people in the modern world. This chart measures those options. We are going to map each pathway using 2 criteria: the effort and time required on the horizontal axis, and the long-term success rate on the vertical axis. Depending heavily on just one of these pathways creates a critical point of failure. Instead, you need to build a social portfolio. Managing a diversified portfolio ensures you aren't completely shut out of the social marketplace. It gives you continuous, reliable options. Step 1 begins with the easiest, lowest friction pathway available today: dating apps. You can set up a profile for free in 20 minutes from your couch. On the matrix, dating apps plot in the extreme bottom left corner. Very low effort, but extremely low success. Rigid algorithmic filters screen out most users. If you fall outside specific height or age parameters, thousands of swipes narrow down to 0 actual matches. The exception here is highly specific. If you rank at the very top tier of pure physical attractiveness, possessing exceptional facial symmetry or structure, you will bypass these filters and generate consistent matches. To use app emotional burnout, set a hard limit. Spend no more than 20 minutes a day swiping. Keep apps running as a passive, low-priority tool, rather than a primary measure of your worth. Step 2 moves us away from screens. This is the active pursuit of strangers in public settings, commonly known as cold approach. On our chart, cold approach sits moderately higher on the effort axis and slightly higher on the success axis. Unlike heavily edited digital profiles, interacting in person offers immediate clarity. You know exactly who is standing in front of you, right here and right now. You will face specific obstacles: overcoming your approach anxiety, navigating snap judgments, and respecting strangers' natural caution. To neutralize that anxiety, you must commit to hundreds of real-world repetitions. Finding an accountability group is highly effective here. Your batting average in forming relationships this way will remain low, but grinding through this pathway builds a massive baseline of overall social confidence that pays dividends in future interactions. Step 3 utilizes your established social circles. Meeting people through your workplace, church, or local groups allows for safe, gradual vetting over time. Returning to the matrix, social circle plots high on effort and very high on success. Status here is entirely contextual. You need to be a contextual alpha. Leading community events visibly raises your perceived attractiveness in that specific environment. The risks here are severe. An unwanted advance can lead to brutal social costs, group gossip, and permanently ruined workplace or community dynamics. Because of these risks, invest 6 months into establishing your place and wait for undeniable mutual interest before risking your social position. Status only exists in the room you are standing in. If you hold no leverage in your current group, do not force it. Build a new group around yourself instead. Step 4 moves into the space with the highest potential reach. While local venues limit you to whoever is in the room, social media allows individuals to connect at a scale physical locations cannot match. To reach them, you have to document your visible competence. This requires consistent, multi-year dedication to building an audience from scratch before you see any results. On the matrix, social media sits in the absolute top right corner. It demands maximum effort and time, but it yields maximum reward. Mass attention generates a psychological halo effect. Becoming a recognizable face makes traditional metrics like physical looks or hidden wealth far less relevant. When you command mass attention, the dynamic suddenly reverses. You stop making outbound efforts and start receiving massive inbound interest. Select a single platform, hit record on the camera in your pocket, and commit to the multi-year grind of content creation. This level of visibility changes how meeting people actually works. When you command mass attention, your presence reaches thousands of potential partners simultaneously, providing a level of inbound interest that no individual approach can replicate. These pathways are organically calibrated. Fast and easy options guarantee low success rates, while slow and demanding options generate massive results. You do not have to choose just one. A highly functioning social life requires running all 4 pathways simultaneously. Running these 4 pathways in parallel builds a safeguard for your social life. If one pathway stalls, whether it's a change in your local status or a dry spell on the apps, you have other active systems already producing results. Look at your own routines and identify your weakest pathway. Take your first step today, and let me know in the comments below